Just going to hang on here for a couple minutes. Let me see something. Hey, how you doing? Whoever just stopped in, appreciate you. Just wanted to hop on here, and I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes, see if anybody hops on here. Wait a minute. There we go. Get some people on there, I think. I was just getting ready to. Wait a minute. Yeah, people are coming on there. Getting ready to talk about something I saw in the Bible I thought was interesting, and I'm still trying to read up and see what exactly it meant. Hang on, let me look it up here. Give me a second here. Basically, it was in Revelation. I think it was Revelation 13, and I saw a dragon standing on the sand by the ocean or by the sea, and I can't remember the rest of it right now, but it's just something about rise up and all this. Let me go to it. Something I saw in there last night, and I just thought like another interpretation, and wondered if it had double meaning or had some other tie-in. Basically, oh, okay, here it is. I'm starting to remember it now. Basically, it says he saw a dragon standing on. Wait a minute, that's not it. Standing on a sea of glass with fire. I'm thinking, man, that's kind of weird. That sounds almost like, and it was on the beach. It talks about the sand and the sea. And I thought I heard somewhere that this represented coming up out of the sea of humanity. And like symbolically, and that maybe that's when the beast system comes up, or the dragon, whatever. And it said about standing on a sea of, I think it's another spot in there about standing on a sea of glass and fire underneath of it. To me, okay, sea of glass and being unharmed or something. A sea of glass would be sand. When sand's heated, superheated, it turns to a glass type thing. Sounds like the Middle East getting nuked or something. And there was more to it. I was starting to read this, and I wish I had wrote it down. But when you get a chance, take a look at that. And this happens every now and then. I'll see something to wonder if it not only did it mean something back then, but now 2,000 years forward, we might understand. It's almost like there's other things written, not written in there, but locked into that nobody's even really equated with things that are at modern time. I'm having trouble explaining this. What I might do is go back by myself and write it all down, and it just kind of come to me. There was a lot more, and I think that's probably better than to try to remember it right now. So I'm going to go and go through this on my own, write it down, come on and do a little thing about it, because it was kind of freaked me out. It was like, man, this could have other meanings that we weren't allowed to know about until now. Maybe it's coming to pass now, where we're starting to learn more because God's taking the veil off of our eyes. There's more mystery Babylon, for instance. Why is it a mystery? Because it's shrouded. He's lifting the veil, or things are happening. Maybe we can see more now. The light of Christ is shining in. We were in the dark. And you know what? I'm going to hold on to this and probably go further on it when wait a minute. We actually get some people on there. I'm trying to, I had a whole bunch of things I found in the Bible that sort of also represented things that are happening now. And it blew me away. And I wish I had wrote them down at the time. I was tired and I was just looking at it. And I'm going to go back, write this stuff down, put it on here, and just you guys analyze it and think about it and pray on it and whatever. It may be answering questions, or maybe all nonsense. I don't know. I just want somebody else's opinion on it. To honestly read what I'm going to put on there. I'm going to have to hold off and wait. I'll come back on either later today with it or tomorrow. Man, I saw a whole bunch of different things. I sort of have the kind of mind that I'm always figuring out puzzles and stuff, and maybe God gave me a little bit of insight, because he sure didn't give me a good job. But he gave me other things. What's that say? Hey, what's up, man? Who is that? Oh, how you doing? Is that O'Doyle? Damn phone's right in the sun. It's hard to read this. Let me turn this a little bit. There we go. I don't know. I was just talking to everybody about a couple things I saw last night in the Bible, and like a dumbass, I forgot to write it down then and there, because I wanted to look into it further. One of them was this Revelation. It's talking about saw a dragon. I think it's Revelation 13, if memory serves me right, about a dragon standing on a shore, the beach and the sea. And then it mentions about, and I'm not sure if this is another part of Revelations or if it's right in the same area. It talks about people standing on a sea of glass with flames or fire underneath. And I was thinking, man, that sounds like being lifted out of here, like maybe rapture, and being able to see down nuclear war. You know what I mean? Maybe what it was saying, that people are going to be safe. They're going to be above that, seeing what's going on. My older brother had a dream a long time ago, and stuck in my mind when he told me this, because it sounded pretty heavy duty. He was a Vietnam era Marine, and he said he went to the hospital after Vietnam. He got out and he had a vision. He was just sitting there on his bed, and he had a vision that he was lifted up into the clouds, looking down, at earth, and Jesus was to the right of him. And all of a sudden, he sees Jesus putting his fingers up, like he was counting 1, 2, and he saw submarines shooting off missiles, like nuclear war was getting to happen. I know this is crazy and everything, but that made me think about the line in there about the sea of glass and the fire. And it says people standing on that, and I don't think they were getting hurt, if I can remember correctly. And I don't know if that's Revelation 13 or a little bit further on, but read through that chapter. It talks about that. Anyway, my point being is maybe what the sea of glass with the fire underneath is actually the upper room. The concept of the upper room is basically the upper room in the what do you call it? The Last Supper was, a room that Jesus took the apostles up in. That was actually a physical place, but I think it was also a spiritual place because he broke bread with them, and they did the whole. I know this sounds crazy. I have to write this down and show you. But anyway, I think that's what the rapture is going to be. We're going to the wedding feast. A lot of people, if you know anything about rapture, they talk about the wedding feast, and the bridegroom is Jesus coming back to bring us up if we're worthy. I can't even explain it's hard as heck to try to get my point across. So I'm probably better off holding off, writing this out, and then I'll try to do something with it. But meanwhile, I'm going to keep talking if people keep jumping on. So maybe the Holy Spirit will fill in the blanks for me if I'm right or whatever. Let's roll with it a little longer. So how you doing anyway, O'Doyle? You probably think I'm going crazy over here. Now I'm telling you, I had a weird, I don't know what you call it, just a epiphany or something, looking in the Bible and started putting little things together. And maybe it's I'm watching too much Bible stuff and end times things, but it really felt like it meant something. I felt like coming on here and trying to say, I think I've said this many times before. I actually think that they call the Bible this is true. People call the Bible the living word of God. Who's that? Okay, there you go. I'm not doing too bad. Got a killer migraine that's making me feel sick. Ah, shit. My sister used to get migraines like that, dude. She used to put a damp rag on her head, go lie in a dark room. Yeah. Maybe you need to go to the upper room where Jesus is at. I don't know, dude. Anyway, and I'm not mocking or making fun. I'm just saying it was a weird. I can't even explain myself. I almost feel it's futile to try for right now. I'm gonna write this stuff down and come back later on and do it. But meanwhile, I'll just keep talking till I can't talk more on the subject. And maybe I just leave it alone. And anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to wait on this because it's hard for me to explain what I'm trying to talk about. Wait a minute. I can see the gates. Who's that? Is that you again? Yeah, maybe so, dude. Now, I think it's coming to end times is what I'm saying. And I believe there is going to be a rapture, just like there's going to be a judgment. And I believe what I was seeing with the thing in the Bible about the, wait a minute, what's that? Hey there, guys and gals. Hey, Doctor Who, haven't seen you for a while. How you been, dude? How's your leg doing? Didn't you have a problem with that? I hope everything's good. I was just telling these guys, and they probably all think I'm crazier than hell, which I don't care, because, hey, if this is what God wants me to do, I'm going to sit here and make a fool out of myself or whatever. Someone might get it out there sooner or later. So, what's that? Cleared up? Good. Glad to hear it, dude. By the way, was it a blood clot, and did it hurt? Because I actually have a problem with my legs, and I was wondering. You know, and maybe it's something else. Of course, I fell the other day walking up the hill. I did a live stream. I don't know if I caught that on video. I was in the park, and I fell right in a hole, and it didn't hurt till like later that night. So I don't think it had anything to do with anything other than probably pulling a muscle in my leg or something. But forgot I did that. So anyway, I will come back and talk further. I'm going to write that stuff down. There's far more, and it's hard to do off the top of my head, and it is what it is. So now that I got a live stream rolling, I'm just going to keep talking. So what do you guys, here's a question for you. What do you guys think of Trump taking over Gaza, or more or less trying to build this golden city of Gaza, casino, what do you call that? Like a recreational high roller spot in the middle of a place where probably millions of people over centuries died bloody deaths. Just curious, do you think that's a good idea? Because what was that? I just saw something come across the screen about. Wait a minute. Huh. There was something about something come across. Dabu77 had a report. What's that? Felt like that's kind of like, yeah, moving up and down your leg. Oh, shit. Now, mine was definitely from the fall. Kind of weirded me out, though. It hurt, and I forgot I had fell. It didn't hurt at the time, and last night my leg started hurting. I started thinking, I wonder if it could be a blood clot or something. Anyway, I'm talking about 3 different things. I'm jumping around. Too much caffeine or something. I got my Dr. Pepper going here. Cup of coffee earlier. What's it say? Anyway, yeah, the thing with Gaza is I just saw a video and it kind of weirded me out about Trump wanting to change the Gaza Strip and everything. I don't feel that's. I mean, yeah, you need peace there, but he's talking more or less. It's dividing Israel into 2 parts, and in the Bible it says that's wrong to do that. That's Israel's land. God gave it to him. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. Wait a minute. I can barely read this. The sun was shining right on. Okay. The blood clot in my chest, no pain at all. Shit, dude. How many did you have it? Man, that's scary. Once it gets up in your chest, you don't want it going there, too. Man, oh man. How did you know the idea? Well, I guess they found the other one, right? If you didn't have any pain, you would have probably maybe not even thought about. Oh, CT scan. Okay. And an ultrasound. Yeah, I tell you what. I don't like going to doctors or the hospital or any of that crap. But I think I'm gonna have to start going more often. I'm getting older now. I'm trying to avoid all that shit. But sometimes avoidance only makes it worse if you don't get checked out and then all of a sudden it's like time off the clock. You're like, no, you should have came 2 years ago. The cancer's only this big then. Now it's, I'm always afraid when I go in there, they're going to find some crazy shit like that or a tumor. Or I don't want to know that. Yeah, it's cool that you're okay, Doc. Yeah, blood thinners, yep. Um, there's something you can use to keep your blood thin too. Garlic. I think it's garlic helps with blood clots. I read that recently. Probably not as good as whatever they gave you, though. Hang on 1 second. Let me see something. All right, want to see how much battery I had left. Wine. Yeah. Wine works, but I think garlic does too. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Is aspirin another thing to help with that? But personally, I don't think it's too cool to keep popping aspirin all the time. maybe every so often, because now they're finding that, I think is it kidney damage, or people that take aspirin every day, they're finding something wrong with I think it's the kidneys or something later on. Like, but you probably, if you're abusing it and you're taking it 5 times a day or something. I used to know somebody used to pop aspirin all the time, and I'm wondering if how they are now. It was years ago. And aspirin sounds kind of like, it doesn't even sound like it would be that big of a deal. Stomach ulcers from okay, yeah. Aspirin in its original form, I think, is white willow bark. I think Indians used to use that, and here, big chemical company, a big pharmaceutical company like Bayer came in, and what's that? It used to take a lot of Benadryl. Hey, what's up, Texas 3? How you doing? Sneaking in there, I didn't even see it. Yeah, was it Bayer took and amplified some of the ingredients in the bark, the willow bark, and other companies too, making aspirin, I guess. And in a way, it may have took it a little bit out of balance. It's probably just as well, if not better, in its raw form, the way the Indians used to take it. Now, I could be wrong. This is only my opinion, YouTube, so don't say I'm giving out any kind of weird medical advice or anything. I'm just talking here. But with the a lot of herbs and stuff like that, sometimes I feel it's better to take the natural, because they're amplifying one ingredient. It might do wonders and be 10 times better at the moment, you know, but it's more balanced in nature than it is when they bring it into the chemistry lab and start playing around with it. That's what I was like. In other words, an herb works on your body like a precision instrument, and pharmaceuticals are more like a sledgehammer. Yeah, you might knock the shit out of the pain, but it might be easier on you to use natural things. But right now, I'm in danger of getting in trouble by talking about this, so I'm going to get off this subject. And that's only my opinion, YouTube. Don't give me a medical misinformation or strike or anything, and I'll leave it alone from there. I've actually received one back in the day for that, talking about herbal medicine or something. And I mean, I wasn't like I was prescribing shit to people. I was just telling them what I heard. What's this? Benadryl will dry me out. Okay. So, what kind of weather is it where you're at? Because right now, this is feeling like spring already. It's got to be almost 60 degrees in Delaware. Wow. Benadryl? Yeah, that'll knock your ass out. At least you're getting a good night's sleep. You know what else? I hear melatonin's good if you can't sleep at night. Who, me? I was talking about something I saw in the Bible and just wondering. I'm going to piece it together, write it down. It was last night. I was just looking through different things and end times. I'll kind of tell you what I was talking about. And it might sound wacky or crazy, but it might be something to it. I believe that God is now opening people's eyes because we're near the end. And wait a minute. Revelation, yes, sir. Revelation, I believe it's Revelation 13. Wait, hang on. I have a Bible in here. Let me look it up. Hang on, let me put this right here. Talks about a dragon standing on the beach and standing with a foot on the beach and the ocean. He's rising up out of the ocean. And I was wondering if both the beach and the ocean were symbolizing the ocean of humanity, and on the beach is sand and all the different grains of sand. I'm thinking maybe, and this is crazy. Basically, he's coming out of all of us. I can't even explain what I'm talking about right yet. Let me go to the thing, because it's hard to explain. Something's going off here. Wait a minute. Okay, notification. I thought it was someone trying to call me. Wait a minute. Was it? 1 second here. Revelation. I think I found it. Wait a minute. Here it is. I think I got it. Okay, 13. And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea, the beast out of the sea. The beast or the dragon could be the New World Order. Thanks for the hearts. Hey, Avery, how you doing? Hey. Thank you for stopping by. I was just telling these guys something that came to me last night. Was it pretty good? That's cool. I'm doing all right. Maybe a little bit crazy. You can judge me after I read this out. I just had, I guess you call it an epiphany, or putting things together. Wait a minute. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Where are you from, Avery? I can barely read this. It's in the sun here. Hang on. Okay. Man, my eyesight's getting bad. You're from Hawaii, but live in China. That's kind of wild, because my sister-in-law is from Hong Kong, and her and her brother came over here decades ago, and he's living in Hawaii. I think he's sort of not far from Pearl Harbor. Where in China are you from? Oh, you live in China. Where are you at in China right now? Okay, nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping in. If you could, hit me with a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Okay, here's what... Doc, you still there? Yeah, Revelation 13. And I saw a beast coming out of the sea. He had 10 horns and 7 heads. And they're talking about the 10 kingdoms. Not here, but people... Wait a minute, what's that? It sounds strange, granted. I don't know too much about YouTube algorithms, but it kind of makes me think of some subliminal messages. Not sure I'm following you there, dude. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, shit, I missed your first thing. Sorry, dude. One thing I've noticed on YouTube is on a lot of videos, wait a minute, some of the top ranked comments are people with 666 in their name. I saw one name one name like that with 0 likes, and it was the very first comment. Okay, you're losing me still, dude. What do you mean they had 666 in their name? What was that there? I don't know. Maybe you're onto something there too. All I'm saying is, I think the Bible, they call it the living word of God, and being that it's living, doesn't change per se, but it can fit anybody's life at anybody's time at any time, and that's the way I believe God intended it. This is the way, in other words, you can interpret it and find it to match up with something in your life, maybe a little bit different, whatever. But it's like I can't even think of the word. God's letter to help you. You know, I can't even. Today I'm feeling half retarded. So wait a minute. These people have to pick their screen names. Like mine, for instance, is Legends and Tales of Josey Wales, and yours is Doctor Who What Where. Is that what you're talking, Doc? Oh, Prophecy. Huh. Okay, you're talking about what I just said. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know. This just came to me the other night, looking through here. And wait a minute. Yeah, so it would say, for example, I can barely read that. Make you ban 666 or do something 66. Seems like YouTube are always throwing their names in your. Oh yeah, but you know something? I think it's not just possibly YouTube. I think it's something demonic, meaning could be demonic, supernatural. Because I can't tell you how many times you ever wake up at 333 or 333 and different, or maybe not. Maybe it's something that we can't understand. You know what I'm saying? As well as being somebody actually picking that name. Maybe they didn't even know why they picked it, you know? We're like pawns in a big game of chess. Some spiritual agent is working on us or through us at times, you know? Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I know what you mean, Texas. Yeah, it's constantly, you know? And I think right now we're at a time when uh, the separation of the sheeps and the goats. And it's funny that they're calling goats greatest of all time. How braggart and how arrogant that is. I'd rather be a sheep. I'll tell you why. You're humble, and Jesus is looking for you because he's the shepherd. You see what I'm saying? That's what you want to be, not the greatest of all time. Only God is the greatest of all time. And I often see them how they use that. He's a goat, yeah? Like, right there in the Bible talks about the separation of the goats and the sheep. Stay humble and you're far better off. What's it? The last will be the first and the first will be in other words, braggarts and stuff like that and people who are all pumped up are going to probably be nearly nothing in the afterlife. That's just women. I think people are picking these screen names to try. Oh yeah, I agree with that. But what would make someone do that? Maybe an evil spirit that's controlling them from outside or inside their body, you know, or maybe it's just them. But you know, I think there's connection between the physical and the spiritual that we just don't even know. We can't comprehend yet. But let us die, and we'll start to see the big picture, the real picture. We're probably puppets on a string, one way or another. And that's only my opinion. I have no way to prove that until we're dead and gone. Then we can find out for certain. The meek shall inherit the earth. That's exactly right. You know, all the arrogance and and that's why I'm getting a little sketchy on Donald Trump. He just was talking about that thing in Gaza. I saw a video. You guys might want to check this out later after you hop off of here. Minister Paul, watchman on the wall, he did a video, and I believe that there's plans for Gaza, the Strip, Trump's plans. Check that out, because in that they had like an artist rendition of what was going to go on. It looked like a resort, and there's a big golden statue of Trump in there and other things in there. But the thing is, this guy, the minister, said it reminded him of Nebuchadnezzar, which was a big statue. It was built back in the day. And Nebuchadnezzar came out of Babylon. I think Nimrod was never actually found in any historical. Wait a minute. Do I have that backward? Yeah, they could not find any historical things about Nimrod, who built the Tower of Babel. Supposedly, I'm assuming, but it's in the Bible that Nimrod did. What's this? Clay feet, exactly. Feet of clay, which, you know what? Had a little epiphany about that whole statue thing. They had the gold at the top, the head was gold, and it went down to cheaper metals. It gets down to like the legs or something, it's iron, and then the feet of clay. And basically, they build it backwards. Build back better, no, build back wrong. And that's what Biden was doing, because clay feet is weak. It's not going to support all the upper. It's hard to explain what I'm saying. Now, and I'm having trouble explaining this, but what I'm saying is it had 10 toes, which could represent the 10 kingdoms, which I was trying to get to with what I was saying earlier. On top of the dragon that stood on the beach, 1 foot in the sand, 1 in the sea or something. It also had 10 crowns on its head with 7 diadems. I think there are points on that. And I was thinking, well, what the heck could that be? And for some weird reason, it being that it was a beast and everything, I think, well, it's probably something evil or something wrong. So I thought of what's the opposite of 10 commandments? There is an opposite of 10 commandments. You go look it up, Google it for yourself. But there's also 7 deadly sins. And that's what they're building their kingdom on, the dark side. And I might be wrong on that, but I just kept coming up with it. And maybe I'm crazy as shit, but I couldn't sleep. I kept looking at this stuff and reading it last night because I felt like I was tapped into something. It's the best I can tell you. And I'm going to sit down and try to write this out. What's it say? Senior Milton Hammett. What happens to the best of us? Maybe. They also mocked Noah, too. So he was right. Yeah, it did end up fucking raining for 40 years, He's out in his backyard building a fucking boat, So you do what you want with the knowledge that I'm tossing out there, because it might all be scrambled eggs up here, but maybe God put that out there. Did you ever think of that? Don't be a goat. Be a sheep. Humble yourself and look inside and ask yourself, what's that? The 10, wait a minute, here you go. The 7 of 10 tenets of the same. Exactly. I'm saying there could be an exact mirror image opposite is what I was talking about. I'm wondering if that ties into, I don't know. Again, I have no way of, other than reading the Bible and trying to figure this out. And if God gave me a little bit of insight there, then that's all I can go with. You got to figure it out for yourself. Basically, you got a brain. God gave you one, and you got discernment if you're willing to use it. Think through your heart. Ask God. You're better off that way than listening to even to me. I'm just putting this out there. What happened to me last night, and check it out. Maybe I'm wrong as rain. I don't care. I'm doing what I feel I need to do. I could be looking like a damn fool, a senior moment. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm trying to get right with God every way I can, because we are near the end. I'm telling you, this place is going up in flames soon. It's not a joke. I'm dead serious. We're hitting end times and tribulations right around the corner. And that's about the best I can say. And it's why I wanted to sit back and hold on to what I was about to say and try to write it down, because it's hard as hell. I sound like I'm babbling maybe to some of them, But I'm telling you, it was clear as a bell last night. And I wasn't smoking anything. Wait a minute. They talk about being a good person and stuff, but it's just as deceiving as anything else. It could, wait a minute, it could have said, because it puts your faith in humanity, not God. And who are they that I'm talking about? Stuff in the Bible. Who exactly were you talking about? Oh, I see. I looked up at your comment again. I got it. Sorry. Oh, okay. See, exactly.
mixed messages. That proves my point in general that we could be looking at things in the Bible and just aren't interpreting it right. We don't have the right code yet. God's going to hand that to us to be able to see it, or lift the veil, and let us see clearly. Talks about the scales falling off of men's eyes near the end, and the veil getting thinner near the end. We're living in a shadow world, matrix thing. We're trying to get the hell out and go home. That's the way I'm looking at it too, And I think the devil's throwing stumbling blocks and trying to confuse us. And that's why I'm even afraid to even go rattling off about what I thought was in the Bible. I'm just putting it out there. You run with it or you do whatever you want with it. That's up to you. But it felt right to me to do that. What's that say there? Texas, he took the message in. Oh, that's all right. I didn't think you were, Doc, but I'm just saying, I'm sure people will look at that and be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? It's hard for me to explain. So should I even try right now or go home and write it? I'm in the park, by the way, and write it all out, and maybe it make a little more sense. I mean, people study the Bible all the time, and why would you keep studying the same thing if it didn't start giving you insight? I mean, it's just words on a page until it becomes a living word of God where you can fit it into your life and use it. I think, I don't know if I'm making any sense here. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm kind of waiting on a notification to come through on the other phone. Still hasn't. Oh, by the way, it's got some good, had something good happen to me yesterday. Finally, Doc, I got my unemployment. They had locked up 5 weeks. Actually, it was 8 weeks originally. They gave me 3. They finally proved them that they owed me it. I went to the bank and brought the paperwork. And well, that's solved anyway. It's coming to me. Yeah, what's that? Yeah, we're getting unseasonably warm weather. Here it's been in the 70s. Yep. You're out in Oklahoma, right? Is that where you're at, Doc? Towards or out in Oklahoma? Oklahoma. All right, cool. Anyway, you know what? I am getting low on battery, I think. Wait a minute. Got 19% left. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to charge this. I'm going to hop off of here. I got to go somewhere, and I'll come back and do another live stream. And I'll write the shit out because it's hard for people to visualize what I'm trying to say. So I'll leave it at that. And you guys have a great day, and thank you for stopping by. Sorry if you're leaving confused about what I was saying, but I'm telling you, it really blew my mind last night. So there's that. Have a good one. And on the way out, if you haven't, hit me with a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Yeah, all right. Have a good one, Doc. Thanks a lot. Good to see you're getting better. Keep going that way. Leg not bothering and everything. And you found the other one, and yeah, that's cool. That's scary, Silent killer there. That's what, a stroke is, more or less, isn't it? A blood clot going into your brain. That could have got you. Speaking of could have got you, I almost got the other day by a frickin' 18-wheeler. Yeah, literally just missed getting crushed. Thank God it didn't. I got the hell out of the way of this thing. It was rolling in fast. He was going to slam me from behind. And if you look back there, it's kind of dark. A tinted window. I couldn't see it. It was a black Mack truck, or not Mack, but the front of it was black. It was pulling one of them oil tankers or gasoline thing behind it. Guy jammed on his horn. He he jumped over a couple lanes. I guess he was trying to get through and damn near hit me, but I managed to get out of his way. Scared the shit out of me. So you guys have a good one, and Texas 3, thanks, and anybody else is on here, appreciate y'all. Have a good one. What's this? We've got some That's the truth, dude. Yeah, yep, absolutely. Man, it missed me by inches, brother. Very close. So you guys have a good one. Thanks again for stopping by. Appreciate you all.